Hello, my charmed ones, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today, I want to give you guys a little overview and explanation on my auxiliary binder. So what this is, what it's for, and how using an auxiliary binder could help you be a little bit more organized when it comes to your planning system. If you're someone who, like me, uses a customizable or like interchangeable planning system. So if you're interested in learning more about the auxiliary binder, let's jump in. So as many of you may already know, I use what I like to call a customizable planner system, which means that I use a system, a binder, that gives me the ability to add and remove inserts as I see fit and to create like my own personal system of inserts as opposed to using like a pre-bound planner. So I'll go ahead and for illustrative purposes, we'll go ahead and pull out my everyday planner. So this is my everyday planner. The actual cover is a Chanel desk agenda. And inside I have my actual planning system, which is bound together with the disc binding system. And the inserts that I actually use inside of here are of my own design, right? These are my own inserts from my master plan system, right? So all of my inserts are from either the master planner, my CEO strategy planner. I have tons of different custom inserts that I design and sell over at my shop, thecharmedshop.com. But something you may know about my inserts is that they are print on demand, right? So which means that when you buy my inserts, you're buying a PDF file and then you can print them at home, cut them, punch them, which is wonderful for anyone who, like me, likes to have a customizable planner system where you can actually like very easily interchange elements of your planner, add things in if you need them, take things out. I am just a really big fan of being able to create your own custom system as opposed to like using, like a quill bound or a spiral bound or like any sort of bound planner where the amount of inserts inside, you're limited to whatever is already in that planner. So for years, I have been using a customizable planner using my own inserts and also the disc binding method, but I've also in the past used like Filofaxes. A 3-ring binder could be a customizable planner system for you depending on the actual binder you use. The actual binding system that you use doesn't really matter because the point of what we're talking about today is using an auxiliary binder. Now, actually, let me bring this back for a second because we need to illustrate a special point here, which is my binder, because of the size, I only use 3/4 inch discs. So because that's a really limited space, I only keep about a quarter's worth of inserts in my planner at any one time. So right now we're in Q1. I just have January through March in my planner. So what then do I do with all of the other inserts, right? So that becomes the question that the auxiliary binder then solves. Now, I will say that for you, if you're starting your journey with creating a customizable planner, right, you may be someone who has been dealing with print on demand, or you've been buying inserts from, various different companies to kind of create your own perfect system. And this works for either of those situations. Essentially, you have all of these inserts that you have purchased, but likely do not all fit in your planner at any one time, or some inserts are just kind of like one-off things that you use from time to time, so they don't need to be taking space in your planner. So then what do you do with them, right? You put them inside of an auxiliary binder, which is literally just a second planner that's housing all of your extra inserts so that you kind of have them like organized and at the ready. So when you're ready to use a certain insert, you can just go grab them from the auxiliary planner and put them into your existing planner system so that you can go ahead and use them. I hope I'm explaining this right. I feel like I'm confusing this or, convoluting this whole situation in my head, but let me go ahead and show you my auxiliary binder. So the actual binder that I use is a Louis Vuitton desk agenda The reason I use this is because, it's pretty and lovely and, like a nice luxury planner. And if you want to learn more about luxury planners, I'm going to leave a link down below to a video about how you get started with them, because I get a lot of questions about them and I just don't want to be repetitive and continue answering them when I know that there's so many great answers in that video. So if you're interested in Chanel or Louis Vuitton or any other designer planners, I'll leave you a link in the description for where you can learn more about luxury planners, where to buy them, etc. So this is a Louis Vuitton desk agenda. And the reason I use this as my auxiliary binder is because this is a very unique binder in which it is really big, right? So I'm actually able to use 1-inch discs in this system. And I'm actually able to really stuff a lot in here. And you're going to see when I open this up, that I even have like things that are loose that aren't even in the actual disc. So this makes a really great auxiliary binder for me because this is a nice oversized planner and I have the ability to really stuff this. Okay, so what is inside of here? So I have, if you're new to me, I have a whole shop where I create print-on-demand inserts and workbooks and classes and tools and all these wonderful things for productivity planning, all the things to help you plan for a balanced and successful life and business, if that is something of interest to you. So I have a lot of inserts that I'm constantly printing. Many of my inserts I use at some point in my year, but not everything, right? Because sometimes I create some really specialty things. And I also create a whole bunch more inserts that you guys don't even see on my shop for my mastermind. Okay, so the people who are in my mastermind, they get a whole bunch of different inserts that are kind of unique to our mastermind experience. So essentially, because I've really just started running out of room in this planner, here I have just like a bunch of inserts. This forward planning insert is from the mastermind. Then I have some extra business planning inserts. These are all from the CEO strategy planner. Yeah, I think that's most of this. Oh, and I even have some inserts here. This is a great example of some inserts that are used for a class, right? So one of the classes or courses that all of the classes and courses that I teach generally have specialized planning inserts to actually help you kind of get the most out of that. So I have those in here. The intention of this isn't really to show you like every single thing that's in here. It's more of to kind of get you guys familiarized with the idea of an auxiliary planner and how you could be using it. Now, I also here have a folder with my stickers in it. I don't use stickers often, but when I do, I use my own stickers that I print out and like cut with my Silhouette machine. Here are a bunch of alternate like dashboards that I'm keeping for myself, right? Because we can't use all of our dashboards at once. So I keep my excess ones in here. Now I do have, you can see like I do have tabbed sections in here. These dividers are from ARC at Staples. I do try to keep things organized in here as much as I can so that I can quickly access things. This section is supposed to be for extra master planner inserts. So here I just have some extra project plans, brain dump, and brainstorm inserts right here. I will say when it comes to my actual calendar inserts, I do tend to print those out like enough for a quarter at a time before the new quarter begins. And that's because I cannot predict what inserts I'm going to be using from quarter to quarter. That's just because I design so many new things. For example, the inserts I'm using right now are a mix of master planner inserts. So here's like, we'll go ahead and look at January. This is a mix of master planner inserts. This is a master planner month on 2 pages. But then the inserts that are in here are actually trial inserts that I designed at the end of last year that I wanted to try out for Q1. So that makes it hard for me to like really predict exactly what I'm going to be using. So when it comes to dated inserts, I do tend to print those out before I'm going to use them because I do change that system up a lot. So this ends up being a place where I normally house inserts that are not specifically dated to like a specific month, day, year, so that if I don't use them, I always have them for next year as well, right? And here's like a really good example here. This section is for my CEO strategy planner. These are all excess inserts for that. Like I said, I showed you guys here. I have a bunch of them here in the front too. I just printed too much, I think. And so that's some extra inserts for the CEO strategy planner. This is journaling. High Vibe Bible is a manifestation journal that I have. Then I have some more manifestation inserts. These are ones that are for the mastermind, more daily manifestation journaling stuff. These are all just inserts that I like to have on hand in case I want to use them, right? So they don't have to be part of my system every single day. They're just here if I need them and I want to journal with them. I do have a manifestation section inside of my planner, and I do have some inserts in there. But then when they run out, I have my excess, my extra ones on hand, right? And then back here, I just have, again, some more auxiliary, just extra inserts, right? So meal planner inserts, holiday gift guide. These are some pages, and it's not even like the full pages from different inserts I created for the mastermind, their workbooks and their inserts that they get. Just sort of like blank pages, like blank journaling pages. I have a whole bunch of these CEO daily planners in here. I'm generally a month on 2 pages, week on 2 pages planner, but every once in a while I have, a day where I really need to map things out, right? So I keep day on 1 page inserts undated at the ready. So if I need them, again, I can pull it out of here and I can put it into my system and plan a day if I know that there's going to be a really busy day. More manifest. Oh no, that's the back of those, the journaling insert on the back of those. I've got a meal planner in here. This one is for the mastermind. Meeting notes. Again, more of these daily pages, right? I try not to waste anything that I've printed, right? So I keep it in here and I can always go ahead and I grab from this first before printing anything new. And this really helps because, printing, cutting, punching, that process takes a little bit of time, right? So it's good to kind of have that out of the way. Like at the beginning of the year, I might print out a whole bunch of inserts that I need. This is why I think I have a whole bunch of extra business inserts here, because I probably counted up the inserts in here and then was like, oh wait, I need extra because I wanted to make sure I had everything for the year. Anyway, so I have a lot of business planning inserts. Obviously, I do business, so I go through a lot of those. A workflow task list, these ones, more neat meeting notes. They should probably be organized better. And then more holiday gift list things. Oh, these are just some freebie things that I just kind of keep in here. Some of my freebies. Because for everything that I create, I have to print it out, right? I have to print it out, try it in my planner, make sure it looks good, right? And I do print out a lot of inserts too for taking pictures for Instagram and, for shop listings and things like that so people can see, inserts blank. So I keep a lot of those things just here on hand. I absolutely love, one of my favorite inserts, I've said this before, just plain blank paper. You can make anything you want out of it. So I have some of that pre-cut and ready here. And then I just have some cards tucked into the back here that I'm just kind of saving. But I hope this gives you guys a good idea. I wasn't showing you what was in the auxiliary binder as though you guys need to keep the same things in your auxiliary binder that I keep in mine. Absolutely not. But the idea here is if you're someone who uses a customizable planner, if you're someone who does printed home inserts, right, the way that I do, maybe you buy my inserts, or maybe you get inserts from other places. It doesn't really matter. Save yourself time and energy, right, by printing those things out, printing out what you think you'll need, storing them in an auxiliary binder like this, and then taking what you need in the short term and putting them inside of your planner, right? I find that that's a really easy way to not have to have a gigantic planner. Could you imagine? See, this is why I like to keep my planner really simple with the 3/4 inch discs here, because if I don't, let's say I used this planner, this binder, I would totally have these 1-inch discs and I would have a planner that is out of control, right? For me, right? I feel like this would just be too much. I don't think it's necessary for me to necessarily have all of the inserts I will need for an entire year inside of my planner. I would rather have them ready, pre-printed, cut, punched, ready, and then grab them when I need them and put them in my planner so that I can have a much easier to carry, much more focused system, right? So I generally plan a quarter at a time. That's how I operate for my life and business, mostly because I think it's a good idea for business practices for me to be focused on just 1 quarter at a time for my business. And therefore, that's how I just plan. I plan my life quarter at a time. I'm not necessarily someone who's planning out details for, in exact detail for future months, future quarters. Yes, I have some forward planning inserts inside of my planner, right? In case I have ideas or in case something comes up and I can make a note that goes in here so that it's saved. But I don't need all of my like daily, weekly inserts for the rest of the year. I don't need all my business planning inserts for future quarters. I'm not there yet, right? So I hope that this video has kind of inspired you, given you an idea for creating your own auxiliary binder from like a spare binder that you have sitting around. Let's be honest. Us planner ladies, if you're into the customizable planners, you likely have a couple of extra binders sitting around. So put one to use by organizing it to store your inserts that are, not in use yet, but that you foresee that you're going to use at some point during the year. It's just a nice way of organizing things, keeping them at the ready. And this sits on my desk in my little file that I have in my desk here. I keep like a little filing thing with some notebooks and files. And I keep this literally on my desk so that when I need an insert, I can just pull it and I don't have to print things and stop and go through that process every time I need something new. It's already in here. Okay, I feel like this video is getting a little repetitive. I know it's a little longer than I really thought that it should be, but I would love to hear what you guys think of this auxiliary binder system, right? So let me know if you guys already use something like this or if you do something different with your customizable inserts, like maybe you keep them in files. I've seen people organize them in like accordion folders, right? Their inserts, which I think is another great way to store your inserts as well. Like definitely could be useful. I just keep mine in a bonus binder, right? Like an extra binder, and I've got them organized that way. Not the best organization, but they're in there. I know where everything is. It's a controlled chaos situation inside of here. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so. Give it a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram at MissTrenchcoat. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you later. Bye.